So you guys have all had time to see the agenda, but I wanted to briefly go over it because yesterday there was a comment that it was helpful for someone to kind of point out what is in some of these classes. So I'm going to have breakout sessions. I call them classes. So here we are. We're getting ready to discuss the early results of our field demonstration this summer. We call it Stormy 19. Maybe that was the wrong title, but it is typically stormy here, the time of year we're doing that. And we've learned a lot of lessons, and the folks, you get to hear from them directly this morning, so we're excited about that. We'll have the break right after that and go into the breakouts, and then everybody will come back in here about 11 o'clock before lunch. So I want to briefly go over the breakout sessions, but before I do that, I'd like to go ahead and invite the panel up to go ahead and take your seats while I'm finishing some of the logistics here. So you guys know what the tracks are now, the yellow, gray, and orange. But in this room, we will have, it's more of an informal discussion with Mike Huffman from TFDM, Eric Cole from the CSIT, FAA, and Carol Hugel, who will be in here and answering questions and talking about some of the next steps. And to Lauren's point, what is necessary, the procedures and policies and plans that are required in order to really take advantage of this technology. Because it's a great point that the technology is, you're not going to achieve maximum benefit without maximum collaboration. Understanding the NAS Part 2. So those of you who went to Bob Stoudemire's first session on this, we'll have the second session tomorrow. Today, and then that will be in, I think, the same room as yesterday. Simulation and modeling used, so both Hambong Lee from the NASA team and Aditya from ATAC will be talking about some of the latest simulation techniques in the orange breakout session. We'll be back in the room for the 11 to 12:15, as I mentioned. We have Melissa from MITRE that's giving a description of the capability in TFDM for substituting flights. A lot of you have asked for that, so I'm really happy that she's here to provide that information. In the orange track, we're talking about, it's a mouthful here, but it says analytical evidence of surface compliance leading to more efficient overhead stream scheduling. Can we begin to prove that by meeting surface compliance times on the airport surface that it's making it into the slot more efficiently? And we're going to present some data on that. Ramp traffic capabilities, there's a two-part class. In my opinion, materials that we've come up with thus far on what exactly are the features that are needed of the future ramp system, more from a human factors lessons learned standpoint and the software standpoint. So get some good stuff in there. As well as a breakout on the benefits of good EOBTs to surface metering. So Tom Reynolds from Lincoln Lab has come, and they've done some great work there. And they have what I call kind of the money shot. How do good EOBTs lead to better performance when it comes to surface metering? And then for those of you who don't get enough of this morning, some of these folks will be back in the afternoon for the last session, the green breakout on Metroplex, TOS, departures, initial results, and next steps. So that's the lineup for today. And I know some of you, I know this audience pretty well, and you're able to see those early flights and get on them. So some of you may not be here for the very last part of the day, so I wanted to put this slide in here. If you have comments for us, please feel free to send them along to these folks. Jane and Easter, I signed you up for that as well. Hope you don't mind. So the feedback could be specific, like webinar requests for us, comments for the team. If you saw somebody do a good job and you would like to get the word out to them, we'd appreciate that. Folks don't know they're doing a good job unless you tell them. So if you guys have feedback like that, we're not fishing for compliments, but if you have them, feel free to send to us. If you have specific suggestions on future content, feel free to send it to us. And for the presenters, this afternoon, this same slide is going to come up. So I'm giving you a heads up. Is there a likely action for us? Because I have a list that I've started on my computer, and I'm going to bring it up. I want to make sure that we capture that. And if so, do you need to clarify it with anyone that's still at the conference? So it's an opportunity for you to do so. So I'm giving you a heads up. Just kind of keep note of that so that we can bring it up this afternoon. And for the participants, what's your number one webinar request? Other information needs from us? What questions still are unanswered? I was hoping coming into this, Al, that you would really kind of tell me X or Y. Well, what is that? We'd like to know that, and we will take that back and do our homework and try to make that a part of our tech transfer package. So